Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Do Nothing Project, our weekly guided meditation and international hangout. Seeing all the people who are checking in here from Maine, from Ottawa, Toronto, Atlanta. So cool. Vancouver, Australia. Nice. It's like middle of the night or something. No, it's early morning. Anyway, welcome all you guys. Super happy to see everybody. Yes, this is a stuffed animal. There's baby paraphernalia everywhere here, various kinds of cushions and things, which I should probably be clean up for, but we're trying to keep things real here. Good to see everybody. Oh yeah, cool. Well, that's where I am right now. I'm in the town which most people will have never heard of unless you're from Southern Ontario, called Guelph, about an hour from Toronto, just sort of due west. And it's sort of this spot that Sarah and I moved to about a year ago, just because it was quieter, and we knew we'd be having a kid, and we thought it'd be a good spot for that. But we're still getting to know it. Anyway, love doing this. I love that you guys have all tuned in. So I think I said it, I say it every time just a little bit. Basically, the Do Nothing Project is just an opportunity really to hang out in community and meditate in a very easygoing way, keeping things maximally clear and simple, and also kind of exploring different questions as they come up. Sometimes people might email something in. I may have something I was thinking about and want to talk about, and sometimes people list a question there on the side. But mostly it's an opportunity just to practice a very straightforward practice of some kind, a straightforward meditation. And tonight I was thinking about what to do. I mean, all variations on nothing, obviously. And I was going for a run. I woke up this morning. I felt I was in a really good mood. We had a really good hangout with Eden in the morning. And I just was pumped. So I went for a run, got my shoes on. It was cold here. It's like -10, snow everywhere, ice. And as I was running, I had this thing I often do where if I don't do this, I'll run, but I'll just be thinking about ruminating on problems or things I'm working out or stuff going on at home instead of totally giving myself over to running. It's sort of my default is to be worrying about things. So instead to kind of guard against this at the beginning, I'll kind of set this goal. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to run, but I'm really going to try to not just be thinking about my problems as I do this, but to be focusing intensely on what's happening in my experience that's not thinking. So either the feeling of the breath or the feeling of exertion. And I find that this leads to a much, much better run. And I just feel not only like I've had a good run afterwards, that my mind feels very clean and cleared out because I get into this very absorbed, concentrated state. And that's one of the keys to meditation is this piece around concentration. And it's not just a meditation, really. It's the key to doing a lot of activities well, a lot of sports activities, arts activities, music, whatever it is. It's about can you bring all strands of your attention and bring them into this sort of commitment that you're doing with your body. And the more you do that, the more everything gets very one-pointed and pleasurable. It's awesome. And in meditation, in fact, they explore these deep concentration states. They call them the jhanas. So I was doing that, but as I was trying to do that, I realized, there's a trick that I often do in running that applies to meditation as well. And the trick is rhythmicity. It's rhythm. It's finding rhythm. It's staying with a rhythm. And I find that rhythm through the breath. When I'm running, I find it through like the pacing of the feet, which sometimes synchronizes with the breath in an interesting way. And I also find it sometimes just repeating a kind of mantra in my head, like just to kind of suck up some of that thinking bandwidth. So in this case, I had been listening to some like gospel music before. So I had this thing in my head, like, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. If you build it, they will come. I just was repeating this as I was running, and I was thinking about my community in Guelph and and what kind of community, like a meditation community I might build here. And I just had this kind of thing I was repeating myself. So the repetition of the movement of the mantra really helped to kind of get things locked in. And I think that's one of the keys to any kind of practice or one of the tricks is to kind of tap that rhythmicity thing. And it does happen a lot in a meditation practice through the breath. That's why a lot of people love working with the breath, where they're deliberately kind of tuning into the rhythmic quality of the breath. And they may also be having their own kind of mantra, like just saying in and out, which is just a phrase you repeat in your head, and that sucks up some of that thinking bandwidth. And if I'm working with the breath, sometimes I also do a thing where I kind of I almost have this visual where it's like I imagine the tide going in and then the tide going out, and the tide going in and the tide going out. So it's just something that I thought it might be worth mentioning here. And I thought I'd throw in a prompt or two around this in the guided practice itself. Of course, often for the do nothing practice, the way I like setting up is just with the option to sit and do nothing. So you may not even want to be working with the breath or with sound or anything or with a mantra. You might just want to sit and chill and do nothing. If that's working for you, great. That's often how I sit. But if you do feel like working with an object, I'll make a prompt around rhythmicity, and it might be a bit of an exploration, seeing where the rhythm is in it. For the breath, it's obvious. For sounds like background hum sounds, there can be a kind of rhythm to them. But other things don't have so much of a rhythm, so you kind of got to play with that a little bit. But we'll see how it works, and it might be something that people like getting into. So, yeah. So people are mentioning ocean breathing there. That was one I did that had a real rhythmic quality, and this is about getting in flow. So let's meditate. Okay, so the 25-minute meditation starts now. As always, if you got your own practice, of course, you're welcome to do that. I'll just offer a few prompts here that you can follow along with if it's helpful. I like to start with a few deep breaths. I'm going to stretch up my spine on the inhale, kind of like the breathing in, finding some alertness, kind of oxygenating the body. And then the out breath is the downward motion. So just taking this time to deliberately soften my forehead as I breathe out. Soften the jaw, the shoulders. Each exhale, it's sort of like, is there any tension here that I can breathe out? Any deliberate unbracing? And then just checking in with my equanimity. It's like, okay, am I genuinely kind of open to this experience, or am I kind of tense? Am I uptight about the fact that there might be sounds in my environment that I don't like, or I might not be in the best mood, or I might be uncomfortable in some way. It's like, okay, all that's there. It's already here. The equanimity piece is just around kind of accepting that that's the case and doing our best to be okay with that, so we don't have to have any secret fights going on in our meditation or struggling against things being not perfect. And that right there is a good sit, just to sit in an open way without expectations, just being with the community here, just sitting and being. Or if you like working with an anchor because it gives a bit of structure, makes it a bit more tangible, then it's really, you know, user's choice. What do you like to pay attention to? Even if the like is a small like. For example, maybe the feeling of the breath is sort of nice. Or the feeling of the hands, the warmth in the hands. Or maybe you just like holding your attention on your belly or in your heart. Or there can be sounds too you work with, or sights if the eyes are open. Or like I mentioned, you can even have a kind of mantra. You can just repeat a phrase in your head again and again. Whatever you do, just choose one and then see if you can stay with it. And the prompt I'll give you here, and I'll come in again, it's just around the rhythmicity piece, this enjoying the rhythm. Sometimes in a meditation, I just rock slightly, just a little bit. That's kind of my rhythm. I feel the breath, so I'll let you find your rhythm here. Good. So when you're just sitting in this sort of cooled out way, just enjoying your own company, and maybe you have an object as well that you're lightly paying attention to, maybe the breath, or sense the body moving slightly, or some sensation in the body. And we have this prompt around rhythm, around finding rhythm, kind of getting into it, into the feeling of breathing, into whatever's happening. And maybe there's sort of a pacing there that works for you somehow, or a word you're using. It's just something to consider if it feels accessible to you or interesting. It's just an option. Of course, if you're off wandering in thoughts, you just notice that, oh yeah, that's what was happening. And come back to your object, into your meditation stance, not getting too worried about the fact that you drifted. This is the thing about meditation, you can always start all over again. Every moment's in any moment. Good. So nice long stretches of silence here in this meditation, just sinking into the sensation or just the feeling of being, sinking into the rhythm of the practice. Your body sinking into the rhythm of the breath. A few more minutes here. Okay, so over the last few minutes here for the little piece we do at the end, just off and around kind of cultivating some positivity, some positive feeling. I was thinking we can use that rhythmicity piece. So maybe just having a little phrase that we repeat in our head again and again and seeing if you can really get into the sound of the phrase, to the rhythm of it, back and forth. And it could be something like, may you be well, may you be happy. And you're just maybe picturing different people in your life, or it could be some other phrase. It could be, if you build it, come. Or it could be, I am love. Or it can be, where are my car keys? Or whatever. some phrase that makes you smile, and just kind of repeat it inside your head, just at this pace that works for you, kind of getting into the rhythm of it. Maybe you can rock your body as you're doing it. I'll probably do something like, may you be well, just thinking about people, or thank you, or who knows what. Let's try it out. We're just filling up the thinking bandwidth with our own directed thoughts. This, our inner voice saying again and again some phrase, and kind of savoring the phrase, as savoring the rhythm of it as you do this here. This is actually a great meditation you can do for a long time if you wanted to. All right. That's our meditation. Oh, nice. Yeah, rhythm. I mean, man, that rhythm's everything. That's trance. The oldest form of meditation. That's the rhythm around the fire. The rhythm of the song, the rhythm of the movement, the drum. I used to be way into the rave scene, basically, dancing. My wife's a good DJ, so I miss that music. We still go to parties. It's pretty fun, but it's just like that feeling of being in. You're just entrained to the music, and your body gets into this particular rhythm, and it's amazing. It's just everything gets synchronized. I mean, I feel like sometimes in those times, it's like it's like you're synchronized. You can be moving with your eyes closed and you're not knocking into people, or it's wild. So, yeah, good to see everybody. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. We got dinner, and then it was a long day. But next week we're not going to do the Do Nothing project because I'm actually teaching a retreat in North Carolina, at a place called the Art of Living. So that's happening from Friday to Sunday, and I don't get back till late Sunday night. So I'm sorry about that. We're gonna give it a miss next week. But if you're new, there's an archive of all these old ones, or you can always just pull an old one if you've seen it, or you guys can all meditate together at the same time. I'll probably try to wherever I am on the plane or something. But yeah, just as always, really grateful to have you guys. Super cool to hang out. Jhana practice next week, says Thomas. We can play around with the Jhana practice with you guys. Not next week, but if you send me an email, Thomas, to remind me of that, and I'll do it. Okay, guys, have a good night.